might be able to stay home, brother.
You know it's hard out here for a pimp when he tryna get this money for the rent, for the Cadillacs and gas money spent. We'll have a whole lot of bitches jumping shit. You know it's hard out here for a pimp when he tryna get this money for the rent, for the Cadillacs and gas money spent. Will cause a whole lot of jumping shit. You know it's hard out here for a pimp when he tryna get this money for the rent, for the Cadillacs and gas money spent. Will have a whole lot of jumping shit.
What's going on, party people? It's your man, 50 Grand, the Godfather, Nate Milton, and you are about to listen to another excellent episode from the Nefarious Media Network. Since January of 2025, we have been putting it down for the crown, and we've been committed to bringing you truthful, thoughtful, turned-up commentary as it pertains to the worlds of sports, politics, pop culture, pro wrestling, entertainment, and life. Yes, life. This thing that we are all just trying to get through day by day. An electric word called life, as the man used to say. And that brings us to the drive for 500. Yes, 500 YouTube subscribers, which gets us halfway to monetization, and 500 Patreon subscribers. Patreon.com/Nefarious Media Network. That's our stretch goal for the year. Because if we hit those marks, it allows us the flexibility and the freedom and the funds, quite honestly, to do some more things here at the network, to be more consistent with our shows, to bring you new shows, and to bring some people on to help with production. So if you believe in us, man, if you believe in what we're doing here, because we got a lot of hard-working people, myself included, working 50, 60 hours a week at the shoot jobs, got families, got kids, got responsibilities, but we still do this, man, because we love this and we believe in this. And if you believe in us and you love the shows that we do, help us out, man. Help a brother out. Help a sister out. That's all we asking, because we are trying to change the game by any means necessary, even if those means may be nefarious.
This is the Parley, a place where guests are required to put their money where their mouth is, where we double down on the discourse and conversation. That's the only currency accepted. Proudly presented by the Nefarious Media Network.
There it go. Hi. It's your boy Two-Way Ray, and welcome back to another edition of the Parley. There I go. Um, yeah, so this is unusual because around this time you usually hear the smooth, dulcet tones of one Godfather Nate Milton. Right now, he is on assignment, aka getting off from the shoot job. He should be joining us later on today. Um, but I don't have any smooth, witty intros because for right now, it's just me, y'all. So, as the smooth seductress herself off the top said, usually parlay is where we have our discourse and where we have our conversation as being our true form of currency around here. But I can't converse with myself. So I'm going to need some help from y'all. I'm actually going to be putting in more polls today if it remains just me. But again, I'm anticipating that more folks will be joining me a little later on. But as we wait for those folks, is more now than any time is a great time for you guys to get in on the conversation. We're going to be talking about a whole bunch of topics. We're going to be bringing up Jaden Ivey. Is he being persecuted for his religion, or is he just being stupid? Also going to talk about the latest relinquishment from the White House cabinet. But first, and of course, as always at the end, if there are people here, we got to feed some ducks on the pond. So, but before we get to all that, we got to bring up President Business himself, aka Donald John Trump, aka All right. So, if you guys were not already aware, we actually were going to come on Monday, but some things had precluded us being able to join together on Monday. So now we're bringing on the parlay, and our head key topic was going to be specifically everything going on with the war with Iran and all the things that are happening up until then. Just how did we get there? How do we get out of that situation? Is there any clean way for the U.S. to get out? We didn't realize that the president was going to have himself an address, which happened just last night. So, if you would indulge me, I'm not going to play the whole thing. The whole thing is about 20 minutes long, but there is a 3-minute clip from the Associated Press on YouTube. So we're going to get into that, and then we're going to get into some of the things that he discussed. A lot of stuff that kind of contradicted facts. We're going to get into some of the fact checking, and I'll ask you guys, like, do you take him at his word as far as when this war is going to end? Is it actually a war? Is it just a demonstration or an exercise, just a military operation, but not a war, even though he compared it to pretty much every war that the U.S. has been in? So without further ado, let's go ahead. We're going to play snippets of the president's speech / address to the nation from last night.
President Donald.
We are going to finish the job, and we're going to finish it very fast. We're getting very close. I want to thank our allies in the Middle East, Israel, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, the UAE, Kuwait, and Bahrain. They've been great, and we will not let them get hurt or fail in any way, shape, or form. Because of the Trump administration's policies, we produce more oil and gas than Saudi Arabia and Russia combined. Think of that, Saudi Arabia and Russia combined. And that number will soon be substantially higher than that. There's no country like us anywhere in the world, and we're in great shape for the future. The United States imports almost no oil through the Hormuz Strait and won't be taking any in the future. We don't need it. We haven't needed it, and we don't need it. I have a suggestion. Number one, buy oil from the United States of America. We have plenty. We have so much. And number two, build up some delayed courage. Should have done it before. Should have done it with us, as we asked. Go to the Strait and just take it, protect it, use it for yourselves. Iran has been essentially decimated. The hard part is done, so it should be easy. When this conflict is over, the Strait will open up naturally. It'll just open up naturally. They're going to want to be able to sell oil because that's all they have to try and rebuild. It will resume the flowing, and the gas prices will rapidly come back down. Stock prices will rapidly go back up. They haven't come down very much, frankly. We are on track to complete all of America's military objectives shortly, very shortly. We're going to hit them extremely hard over the next 2 to 3 weeks. We're going to bring them back to the Stone Ages where they belong. In the meantime, discussions are ongoing. Regime change was not our goal. We never said regime change, but regime change has occurred because of all of their original leaders' death. If during this period of time no deal is made, we have our eyes on key targets. If there is no deal, we are going to hit each and every one of their electric generating plants very hard and probably simultaneously. We have not hit their oil, even though that's the easiest target of all, because it would not give them even a small chance of survival or rebuilding. But we could hit it, and it would be gone, and there's not a thing they could do about it. We are in this military operation, so powerful, so brilliant, against one of the most powerful countries for 32 days. And the country has been eviscerated and essentially is really no longer a threat. They were the bully of the Middle East, but they're the bully no longer. We are going to finish the job, and we're going to finish it very fast. We're getting very close. I want to thank our allies in the Middle East, Israel, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, the UAE, Kuwait, and Bahrain. They've been great, and we will not let them get hurt or fail in any way, shape, or form, because.
All right, so I think that was it. This is a short, so it just repeated on its own. All right. So let me get back. So that was just about a 3-minute clip of him speaking. Again, he spoke for about 15 to 20 minutes. He initially started off just thanking the astronauts who were on the Artemis 2, who lifted off yesterday, and he was giving them praise and talking about it's going to reach the moon and it's going to go past the moon, the biggest launch in history, launching further. And I don't. But yeah, that's your boy. All right, so let's go ahead and get into some of the fact checks, because I'm sure even you guys just listening to that clip picked up on about 2 or 3 contradictions that he had. But I don't want to leave it up to me as though this is by my opinion, but we're going to bring facts to the table. So I am bringing this. And by the way, that clip was actually from Bloomberg News, and I'm actually doing the fact check through Associated Press. So I won't read the entire thing, but I'm just going to read quickly through some of the key false claims that President Trump made in his address to the nation. Okay, so let's go ahead. Head on down. So No inflation. So he said there was no inflation, but then, as you saw in that clip, he said, oh, well, the gas prices are going to go. Well, he mentioned no inflation, but then he said that inflation will decrease later on as a speech. We didn't hear that part in there, but he did mention gas prices, which will be another thing that I get into. So let's go ahead. Claim, quote, we were a dead and crippled country after the last administration and made it the hottest country anywhere in the world by far with no inflation. And he's always talking about us being the hottest country. Like, what is that supposed to mean? He's just naming vague terms. Like, what is that supposed to mean? Like, you hot in the streets? Like, what is that supposed to mean? We're the hottest country anywhere. Like, literally, that might be the case. But figuratively, what does that mean? But let's go to the facts. This is a standard Trump claim. But the economy he inherited was far from weak. In 2024, the last year of Joe Biden's presidency, American gross domestic product grew 2.8%, adjusted for inflation, rather than faster than any wealthy country in the world except Spain. It also expanded at a healthy rate from 2021 through 2023. Last year, in fact, U.S. economic growth decelerated under Trump to a still respectable 2.1%, partly because the 43-day federal government shutdown slashed growth from October through December. Nor has inflation vanished. The Labor Department's Consumer Price Index was up 2.4% in February compared with a year earlier. It's still above the Federal Reserve's 2% target. Okay. Regime change. Claim, quote, regime change was not our goal. We never said regime change, but regime change has occurred because of all their original leaders' deaths. They're all dead. The new group is less radical and much more reasonable, end quote. The facts. Trump's depiction of the people now in charge in Iran after scores of senior leaders were killed in the war stretches credulity. Israel's airstrike at the start of the war, February 28th, killed Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. Israel then installed his son, Moshtaba, who is viewed as an even more hardline supreme leader. Or installed his son, Moshtaba, who is viewed as even more hardline as supreme leader. The month-long war has seen Iran's paramilitary Revolutionary Guard grow even more ascendant. Iran's civilian leadership, broadly untouched by the war, acknowledges it has little command and control over the Guard's actions. So not only is his son more hardline than the original leader, but now the son has even more, I know this, no pun intended, even more ammunition to go against the U.S. now that you not only killed his father, but also his mother, and I believe his wife, and I think at least one of his children were killed in the strikes that were targeting his father. So now he has even more incentive to go after the United States. So where he gets this, oh, they're much more reasonable to negotiate with. But then he turns around and says, but if they don't want to negotiate, we're just going to bomb them. For about 2-3 weeks, we're just going to keep bombing them. Like, what? I don't know what's going on. This is the president of peace, y'all. President of peace. All right. Protester deaths. claim, quote, this murderous regime also recently killed 45,000 of their own people who were protesting in Iran, end quote. The facts, a death toll that high has not been verified. The US-based group Human Rights Activists News Agency, which has been accurate in multiple rounds of demonstrations in Iran, said it confirmed the deaths of just over 7,000 people in the nationwide protests that reached their apex in January. However, it said thousands more may have been killed, though internet and communication restrictions in Iran since have made verifying the reports incredibly difficult. It puts total arrests at more than 53,000. So the arrests get that high, but the death toll does not. Even though that's still a lot of people to be killing your own kind over demonstrations. So it's crazy. And then I know recently that the supreme leader of Iran put out a message for the American people. I might pull that up if I remain solo dolo. We could pull that up and read together. All right. And I'm sure we got people who are on the other side of the fence. I'm sure if you've been following us for a while, you know that this podcast, most of us lean left. I don't tell this between you. This between you and me, right? This between you and me. Okay. I don't tell the boys this. I know Chris, Professor, hardline Democrat. I know Brother Nate, he leans left. Let me preface it by saying that I ain't no black MAGA. I ain't red. I'm an independent, though. I am an independent. I'm mixed up. I lean a little bit to the left, a little, like mostly to the left. I'm like, but I'm not fully over to the left. I ain't moving to the left like if we're doing a cha-cha slide. I like lean to the left, like Beyonce. But I'm an independent, though. I'm registered unaffiliated. So if I get famous, can't nobody look into my history. Oh, we need to get into that, y'all. Look into my history and look into who I donated to. Nah, y'all ain't gonna catch me slipping like chili. I ain't donate to nobody. But yes, I'm independent, y'all. So, but I do lean a little bit left. But that's neither here nor there. The point I'm trying to make is that even though the podcast itself leans left, we do know that there may be some people that listen to us who are on the opposite side of the spectrum. Now, we've always said that if you're going to refute some of our claims or kind of come back and debate us in good faith, that's the key phrase, in good faith, then we're always welcome for a difference of opinion. If you can bring up your claims in good faith. So if you're listening to this and you don't agree with everything that I'm saying, that's cool. You're always welcome to share your opinion as long as you're being respectful and you're doing it out of good faith. So go ahead, share right down in the chat below. Let me go ahead and pull. Please be welcome to share your opinions. If you are on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, I know we're live on Instagram as well. So please do not be afraid to share your opinion either way. Okay. So with that, let's go ahead and get right back into it. So Middle East oil. Your man doing a backflip at the pump. All right, claim. We're now totally independent of the Middle East, and yet we are there to help. We don't have to be there. We don't need their oil. Now, this one, before I get into the facts on this one confused me because this man is out here saying we don't need the oil. Why are we there then? I know he made the point that we needed to stop Iran from forming nuclear missiles. Why was that such a big deal? And he also mentioned, oh, it's been 47 years. No one has addressed it. Have you ever realized why no one has fully addressed it in that way? Have you ever wondered? Well, first off, someone did address it, but they didn't address it to your liking, President Trump. And you mentioned that with President Obama addressing that and doing a deal with Iran to kind of nullify their uranium production. But no, you didn't want to hear that. And that'll get into another claim that President Trump made that was proven false as well. But we'll stick with Middle East's oil. And by the way, too, you're saying we don't need to mention we got all this oil. We got more oil. You heard it in the clip. We got more, according to President Trump, we have more oil than Russia and Saudi Arabia combined. And that doesn't include the oil that we've gotten or the oil that we've agreed to get from Venezuela after that illegal military action, going in and grabbing up Maduro, former President Maduro. So, all right. So, facts. It's true that the United States is by far the world's leading producer of oil, and that kind of surprised me, and relies on the Persian Gulf for a fraction, 8.5% in 2025 of the oil it imports. But as is obvious as U.S. gas pumps, that doesn't mean it is unaffected by the turmoil in the Middle East. Oil is a commodity, quote, the price of which is set in a global market, University of Chicago energy analyst Sam Orey said before Trump's speech, quote, and a disruption anywhere affects the price everywhere, end quote. Which is why the price of benchmark U.S. crude oils is up more than 50% since the Iran war began, and the average price of the U.S. gallon of gasoline cracked $4 a gallon this week. Now, in my neck of the woods on the East Coast in Maryland, DC suburbs area, we're tinkering at that $4 line, and as you've seen in the picture that I was scrolling through, this brother Marcus Hopkins is doing a backflip. Was that in Los Angeles and LA, and main event Jay Lacey's and Professor Chris's neck of the woods. Look at the prices, bro. Look at the prices. Let me see something. So full service regular $6.95, full service plus $7.05, full service premium $7.15, and then full service, I don't know what that says, $7.95. I don't know if that's diesel. Yeah, that's diesel. $7.95. So on the West Coast, it's up around $7 a gallon. Crazy work. Just crazy work. And yet this man is saying, oh, we're doing all this. We want it, but we got to go in there. We got allies, but then our allies could have been a little bit more helpful, but they could come on down to the Suez, to the Strait. You know what? We did all the hard work, y'all. We done beat down the Navy. The Navy is done, y'all. Even though they set mines in the bottom of the Strait floor, but the Navy is done. Yeah, all y'all got to do is just pick the spoils. We don't even want none. How about y'all just come on down? We don't want none of the oil. You could just have it all to yourselves. Oh. All right. So let's continue going. I think there are a couple more inflated investments. claim. Trump cited, quote, record-setting investments coming into the United States, over $18 trillion. The facts: Trump has presented no evidence that he secured this much domestic or foreign investment in the U.S. based on statements from various companies, foreign countries, and the White House's own website. That figure appears to be exaggerated, highly speculative, and far higher than the actual sum. The White House website offers a far lower number, $10.5 trillion, and that figure appears to include some investment commitments made during the Biden administration. So it's always interesting. This brother, he's continuing to include figures that happened in the previous administration, even though, as he claims, we were dead in the water during that administration. It was, what did he say? It was crippled, he said. We were a crippled nation. All right. And I think this is the last one, at least, that the Associated Press wanted to fact check. Claim, quote, Obama gave them $1.7 billion in cash. And he went on about this too. He almost did one of his famous weaves where it's green cash, green cash. They put it in a bag and they shipped it over. I was like, what? What are we talking about? Took it out the banks and they just shipped it over in planes. The facts. This misleading claim that President Barack Obama, or as Trump refers to him, Barack Hussein Obama, handed over cash to the Iranians dates back to Trump's first term and persists in his second. The U.S. Treasury did pay Iran roughly that amount under Obama, but it was not a gift. Rather, it was money owed to the Iranians since the 1970s, when they paid the U.S. $400 million for military equipment that was never delivered because the government was overthrown and diplomatic relations ruptured. Okay. So, after the 2015 deal to restrain Iran's nuclear development, the U.S. and Iran announced they had settled the matter, with the U.S. agreeing to pay the $400 million principal in cash, along with about $1.3 billion in interest. Trump later took the U.S. out of the deal. So, and those are just a few of the things that were fact checked within the speech, within the address of our fearless leader, good old President Business himself. Again.
45-47.
Where do I begin? First off, this is a subject perfect for our resident political scientist himself, Chris Ely. Unfortunately, right now he's not being able to join us. But yeah, I just feel like, and I'm kind of out of my depth a little bit. I've been watching the news here and there, just getting bits and pieces. But first of all, we got to talk about just the partnership with Israel and how that could be a factor, how that has been a crucial factor with the U.S.'s involvement within this war. Let's not forget, he mentioned the operation last year in June of 2025, where they sent drones to destroy any possibly known nuclear sites within Iran. And right there, that just tells you that was like the first shot that they were taking at Iran. And now we're on this, as President Trump puts it, excursion over in Iran. So, yeah, man, it's just crazy to figure that we're involved in this, whether we want to be or not. U.S. is known for being involved in this military operation jointly with Israel into attacking Iran and possibly sending people on the ground. If you send folks on the ground over there, there is no way things are going to end in 2 to 3 weeks, as he's saying. And I just don't see the upside from what we gain. If he's saying we're doing this, we're not doing this because we want anything. First off, if you know President Trump, he's always going to look for getting something. So there's no way he's just doing this out of the kindness of his own heart. He's telling us that we're doing this just to help our allies and to get rid of a long-standing threat. But there is absolutely no way that he's doing this without wanting some type of, not retribution, but some type of compensation in some form or fashion. So we'll see. But is it worth giving up America? Well, according to President Trump, it is. What is it? The sacrificing American lives. Like, he had that whole thing, and how people compared it to your man's from Shrek was just spot on. But yeah, this guy, this president of ours, and I can't say he's your president because I gotta live in the country, so I gotta abide by the things that him and the government put into place. I can't say this y'all president, I did not vote for him. I did not vote for him. I did not vote for him. So yeah, man, it's just crazy. It's wild just considering the times that we're living in right now. And that's not to mention with all these things that are going on right now. I want to make sure, hopefully my mic was on for all of this. But yeah, like oh man, it's like you've had this stuff going on. Of course, we know about the Epstein files, and we know all about all this stuff that's going on, gas prices, rising prices all over, and the cost of living rising all over, and affordability, or as President Trump put it, the affordability hoax. It's just crazy what we're going into, and I never want to be I think you guys were possibly listening. Oh no, I think I was talking with a friend, and I think they said something to the effect of, I don't know how this could get worse. I'm like, hold up, brother. It can always get worse, especially with the people that are in control of our country. And I know my pastor, my first lady, always say that even if we don't agree with who's in charge and we didn't vote for them, we always got to pray for our leaders who are in charge. And I agree with that as well. But I'm just, in the Bible, God has hardened leaders' hearts as well to have them take the brunt of take the brunt of the losses as well. So I'm gonna pray for him, but I'm not sure whether or not his heart has already been hardened to the call of the Lord and whether he's going to go down swinging or not. So we'll see what happens. But I was talking about the cabinet earlier. We mentioned the Epstein files and the organization that was in charge of releasing those said files under the Trump regime was the Department of Justice. And the former head of the Department of Justice, the U.S. Attorney General, was formerly Pam Bondi. She has now been relieved of her duties. No, let me stop. Oh my goodness. Oh, happy day. And this comes about a month after the head of the Department of Homeland Security, Kristi Noem, was relieved of her duties. So, and let's not even get into the scandal involving Kristi Noem, her husband, which has been going all over the media and the internet right now. Like Kristi Noem was already accused of having an affair with one of her colleagues, Corey Lewandowski, but now her husband, I believe his name is Byron Noem, has been accused of sending over $25,000 to 18 plus or not safe for work models, if you get my drift, from those sites, them fan sites. He's been alleged to send at least $25,000 to multiple models, and in one instance, or in a few instances, he's had video chats with said models, video chats or FaceTime videos with him wearing what appears to be tight halter tops with balloons stuffed underneath. You can't make this stuff up with this with this administration, yo. And pink hot pants in one particular video, and another particular video, green leggings. And he's talking with that particular model about how she or how he enjoys looking at her voluptuous, curvy figure. I'll keep it at that. Especially her large chest. And he wanted to mimic that for some reason. I don't know why you would want to mimic what you enjoy, but I won't yuck your yum, brother. Yeah, that's crazy. and so that's the knowns right there. And then now you got Bondi, who I thought she hung on longer than she was supposed to, especially after, I don't want to say a deposition, but she was or not an interrogation, but she was appearing before Congress about a month ago, and she was just getting roasted. She wouldn't acknowledge any of the victims of Jeff Epp who were present, or any of the survivors, I should say, who were present during the hearing. She wouldn't answer any questions about straight up releasing all of the documents. In fact, she deflected so much that she started talking about the Dow and how it's over 50,000. It's like, that's not your job, lady. That is not your job. So that has nothing to do with what you do. So why are we bringing this up? So yeah, I thought she was going to get I thought she was going to get cut off right then. She was going to get slashed then, but waited just a little longer to let her go. So now, and I'll go ahead and put this in the poll. Who y'all think is next? So, like I said, Noam's gone. Of course, the two women in the cabinet. Because DEI don't exist no more, y'all. The two white women are gone. So now, let's see. I think I'm going to pull this up as well. So we got Kash Patel, who's miraculously, again, still on the payroll. We got Pete Hegseth. So Kash Patel, lead director of the FBI, still on the payroll, still in the cabinet for now. We got Pete Hegseth, the Secretary of War / Defense. He's still miraculously, after him, all of his screw ups with the signal chat becoming public after accidentally inviting a reporter in. And of course, you guys are aware of, if you've been following the news lately, you're aware of Kash Patel's exploits, but I'll just keep it brief. Him flying on not chartered planes, but planes like business planes, in order to go see his girlfriend, who is a musician, going to see her in concert. Him getting caught up with the U.S. hockey team over in Italy as they won the gold medal in the Winter Olympics. Him going over there on duty in his jersey and celebrating as though he was on the team. There's so many things that he's done. I can't even keep count. But those are just two of the things that come to my mind with Kash Patel. Recently his like, if you're the head of the largest, most powerful law enforcement agency of the world, and you get your personal email hacked into, brother, what are you doing? What are you doing, bro? Like, my email hasn't been hacked into for I want to say at least 15, 20 years. And that's been since I moved on from Yahoo to Gmail. Like, Gmail been good to me. Like, Yahoo, they've been spotty every here and there. I still keep the Yahoo on the side for my throwaway subscriptions and stuff like that. But like, my Gmail is my man. But come on, Cash, come on. How they get into your personal email? Come on. And then Susie Wiles, we could say possibly Susie Wiles, who's the White House Chief of Staff. She's the head Chief of Staff. We hear a lot about Stephen Miller, but people don't realize Stephen Miller is like Assistant Chief of Staff. He's not the head, even though we hear about him quite a lot. But Susie Wiles is the head Chief of Staff for the Trump administration. Caroline Leavitt, who's the press secretary. I don't know. She's just doing her job. She ain't hurting nobody. She's out here looking crazy. So let's see. I'll do the poll like this. So we could say, of course, we got our top two. who I believe are our top two as far as who to predict is going to be fired next within the administration. So, who's next to go is my question. Who is next to go from the Trump administration? So, you got, like I said, Kash Patel. You got Pete Hegseth. I'll go ahead and throw Susie Wiles in there. I don't know if it's Wiles, like, or Wiles with a D or just E, but I'm just going to say Wiles. Or did I spell that right? There we go. And I want to see. Who should be our fourth? Because I can only do 4 options in YouTube for the chat. Should I say Stephen Miller? No, Rubio ain't going nowhere. I don't think Marco Rubio going anywhere anytime soon. I think he might make it to the end. We'll go with Stephen Miller. Let's go with Stephen Miller. So, if it was up to me, Cash would have been gone a long time ago. Like, that guy, he would have been gone a long time ago. And then Pete Hegseth, yeah, he would have been gone a long time ago. Matter of fact, I would have fired them both at the same time, most likely. Because I think Cash is just bad for the look, but Pete Hegseth, you just all around messing up. You incompetent, bro. You revealing stuff that shouldn't be revealed, and then got the nerve to blame the reporter that you invited. Like, I don't know. Pete Hegseth. I don't know. You suspect, Pete Hegseth. You got to go. But other than that, right now, not to say as though everybody else is on the up and up. I am not saying that at all. But I'm saying there are 2 obvious choices for people being very, very incompetent within that administration. You got rid of the other 2. Like I think Kristi Noem was up there for most as being like the first. I think the first to go. I think I was predicting Pam Bondi was at least gonna make it like 1 more year, but then and that, like I said, that hearing happened, and I was like, oh, she needs to be gone right now. So we'll see what happens with that. But kind of to tie that back to our first story, it just seems like, is this man getting good counsel? I don't know. And that's the thing, though. I don't think he wants good counsel. I think he just wants people to say, hey, you're doing the right thing. Hey, you're doing great. Blah, blah, blah. He wants a lot of yes people around him who will repeat his every word. So, but I don't think, like, the people who try to give him good counsel and to give him a little bit of pushback and constructive criticism, they're gone. They're already gone. Like, I think they tried to put those people in place during his first administration, but at the end of his first administration, we all saw how that went. And so I think with his second administration, he didn't want a lot of those folks to push back on him. So, yeah, I mean, that's what happens, man, when your ego gets bigger than what your position is supposed to be. Even though the president of the United States is considered to be the leader of the free world, you're also a public servant, and you're supposed to serve everybody, not just one side. So that's just my 2 cents. Just my 2 cents. All right. Well, we're gonna keep it going, y'all. Matter of fact, I don't know. We might have to go on there. I don't know if I could go on the pond alone, y'all. I don't know if I could go on a pond alone. I think the ducks are gonna team up and jump me if I go on the pond alone. We need at least 2 people in order to go to the pond and feed ducks. But before we get there, there was one more thing that I wanted to discuss. So we talked about, and I'm sure once we get the whole crew together, we're kind of going to repeat our thoughts about this and get some more insight from the professor and from Brother Nate and whoever else wants to join us. But we talked about the president. We didn't even get into, because I was so focused on the address that I did want to get into why we think Trump is getting into all of this. Again, part of it could be he wants to support Benjamin Netanyahu and Israel. Part of it could be to distract from the EP files, and the full release of those, and redacting of those, and not getting especially no charges being pressed against anybody else other than Ghislaine Maxwell. So that could be a part of it. Wanting some oil could be a part of it, despite what he says in public. So I think there are a whole lot of possible motivations as to why he wanted to go into this war. But I'll repeat what I said before. I don't see a clear reward for the United States and for President Trump at the end of this. Like, there's no clear pot of gold out of this. And he does it. He does it for that proverbial pot of gold. So it's going to be very intriguing to watch as everything develops from this attack in Iran, and this everyone has been describing this as a war. So as this war goes on, it'll be interesting to see the developments that go down the line. So we'll be keeping an eye on it, and we'll also be keeping an eye on the presidential cabinet to see if anybody else gets the axe from the cabinet. But one more story that I wanted to touch on was Jaden Ivey. If you guys are not aware, Jaden Ivey, 24 years old, and professional basketball player, was drafted in June 2022. Been playing in the league for about 4 years or so. Drafted by Detroit, was traded earlier this year, or I believe, earlier this year, around February this year, from Detroit to Chicago. And he made some statements online that got him into some hot water, and eventually was the straw that broke the camel's back with the organization that he was playing for at the time, which was the Chicago Bulls. So I'll go ahead and pull up the quotes from his live. So he was pretty much making some, I want to say, some controversial, to say the least, statements about the NBA and them observing Pride Month and Pride Night. So the world can proclaim LGBTQ, right? And this is a quote from Jay during one of his lengthy videos that he's posted on Instagram, and I believe has since deleted. They proclaim Pride Month and the NBA. They proclaim it. They show it to the world. They say, quote, come join us for Pride Month to celebrate unrighteousness, end quote. They proclaim it. They proclaim it on the billboards. They proclaim it in the streets, unrighteousness. So how is it that one can't speak righteousness? How are they to say that this man is crazy? And I believe these statements came after he was fired by the Chicago Bulls for, quote, conduct detrimental to the team. So here are my 2 cents. I know everybody else has their opinions. I know people have been talking about, well, first off, they've been talking about if you go on the far right forums and media and those circles of media, they talk about how he's being persecuted for being a Christian. There are plenty of Christians in the league, and I think a lot of people have spoken about this as well. Plenty of Christians that are in the league, plenty of Christians that have made their stance on certain issues that were unpopular. Matter of fact, I think we had somebody, what was it, in 2020? Someone played for the Orlando Magic, and they were in the bubble. And while everybody else was doing the Black Lives Matter and wearing the T-shirts and things like that, and there was one particular player who was with the Orlando Magic at the time, and he was mentioning how we're all God's children, and everybody matters, and that's why I'm standing for the national anthem. And I believe this was around the time where everybody else was kneeling or taking a seat. He was like, I'm standing for the national anthem because there are people who fought and died, and I have a brother, I believe he said, I had a brother who was a police officer and things like that. So I only say that to see that brother express his opinion, especially how it was tied to his faith. But he didn't make it against a group of people to cast disparaging remarks against a group of people. And I'm a follower of Christ. And when I look at what Christ did in the Bible, when I look at just the descriptions of his actions, none of it came to the point as where he was condemning somebody. And when we look at the woman at the well that he went up to and asked for water, and she was like, why don't you have your own pail? And you're not supposed to be conversing with me because you're a Jew, I'm a Samaritan. And so then he started prophesying over her life and saying, well, I already know that you had 5 husbands before, and that the man that you're with right now, he's not married to you. And so he was speaking about her life, and rather than condemning her because Jews were considered like more up on the social ladder than Samaritans were, he offered her redemption through the living water. So that was a case where he could have lashed out at that woman, but he didn't. Same thing goes for the woman who was about to be stoned for what was perceived to be adultery. And he was like, who those who have not ever sinned cast the first stone. And Everybody dropped their stones and left. And he was said to the woman, is anybody here to condemn you? And she was like, no. He was like, well, neither do I. Go forth and sin no more. So I think people look so into Christianity and they look at it as a form of, all right, well, I've accepted Christ, so that means that I am above you. And if you're talking about this stuff, then you're a sinner. And I think in other either in other live chats that he had or in comments that he sent to other people, I think one person said, I'll be praying for you. And his response was, well, God doesn't hear the prayers of a sinner, which is the opposite of what I was told. Like, he doesn't hear the prayers if you continue to stay in sin, but if you want to redeem yourself, because we're all, at least if you follow the faith, we're all considered sinners. We all fall short of the glory of the Lord. Even Christ said, why do you call me good? Like, there's not one good, even there's not anybody that's good, even one. So it's just for him to put himself above people on a pedestal like that and to look down on people. How are you expecting to win folks over to the faith? So that's one side that we're in. But then on the other side, it's like you're a public figure, and whatever you say is going to tie back to your profession. So you should always be professional. And now, since all of this has come out, there's been other reports that, hey, this isn't the first time that Jaden Ivey has got in trouble for spouting off his religious beliefs against people. We've heard about him going after people in the press conferences and saying, "Oh, you shacking up with people." I'm paraphrasing it, but you living out of wedlock. Oh, you living in unrighteousness by what do you say? By getting with people without marrying, without marriage. What do they say with so, and then it's like he's also been known to be preachy in the locker rooms and not develop like a good relationship with his teammates. And so it's just like there's a time and place, bro. It is a time and place. Like, I got a shoot job. I can't go on my shoot job and start preaching to folks like that and saying this is like, especially like with the population that I work with and me working in a high school, there's going to be people of all different walks of life, especially folks who are within the LGBTQ plus spectrum. And you have to treat them, and this is why I learned early with my work within high schools in particular. Like, you have to treat people, and you should know this, it should be common sense, but you have to treat people as people. Forget anything that's going on, whether they're trans, whether they're gay, straight, with typical abilities or with atypical abilities. Like, treat people as people with respect, with dignity. And then if they come up to you like after they graduate or something and they want to get themselves together faith-wise, then you can minister to them. But we're not bashing people over the head. I think I saw a clip of a person who's going after monks, saying you're following the wrong faith, you're going to hell. It's not us to make that determination. Like, we should be teaching about the love of Christ and about the acceptance of Christ. And then once they get their foot in the door, then we start letting them know, all right, well, like I think it says in First Corinthians, you fed on milk as babes, but now we got to start feeding you solid food to start building you up. And that's when you start getting into, all right, well, now these are the things in order to cleanse ourselves and become holy. Like, first you've made the commitment. Now it's like, to get you in the door, you've made the commitment to redeem yourself under the Lord. And now we can start working with building ourselves up and then building up your faith. And that may require us sacrificing certain things within our lives that we had before, making sacrifices and doing things like that. So, but you can't just come right out the gate and tell you going to hell. You're not going to win folks over that way if you look at it. And then a lot of people are talking about, well, he's having a manic episode or he's having a psychotic episode, and this is usually how things start to get out of hand. And I think it was on some of the lives that he was having, the comments below were just, oh my goodness. I think I only saw a couple comments below, but one was specifically, I remember saying, don't be surprised if he offs his whole family. I was like, geez, bro, calm down. And then we're not even going, I haven't even gotten into the part where it talks about, oh, I saw a comment. All right. Oh, no, never mind. That's from Twitch. All right. And it's just a bot from Twitch. But that's not even talking about some of the claims that he made about his wife, how his wife isn't returning his texts or isn't texting him anymore, where to the contrary, his wife came out and spoke out and saying that I was talking to him all day that day. So let me go ahead. All right. Am I still on this? All right. Here we go. This is from his wife, Caitlin. And I'm going to pull this up. All right. Caitlin offered her retort Wednesday on her Instagram story with a screenshot featuring the couple and their 3 children, headlined with, quote, "She only wanted you because you were in the NBA." This is from Caitlin. Quote, "We were in communication all morning of that day," Caitlin said in a response to her husband's claim on a March 31st live stream that, quote, "She's not even texting me." Quote, "People say things for attention. Do not be deceived." This, again, is coming from Caitlin Ivy. All right. Caitlin also shared hateful messages she's allegedly received from fans after Jaden's comments, ranging from "your life a effing lie" to "you're a I assume SHIT wife." All right. Quote, "These DMs and many more over one lie spoke on my name," she wrote on her story. Quote, "If you know me, you know I have never abandoned that man through all the trials, and I still haven't now. There's obviously a lot more going on, so leave your conspiracies and guesses to yourselves," end quote. And I believe Jaden Ivey made some statements on interviews before, saying that he was being abusive. He didn't say to what extent. Now, he didn't say whether it was physically or mentally or emotionally, but that he has been treating his wife in an abusive manner at some point before. So All I can say is how this brother gets himself the help that he needs, both spiritually and mentally. He's also talked about having some issues. I don't want to specifically say which mental specific mental issue he's had, because I'm not for sure. But all I can hope and pray for this brother is that he gets himself together mentally. One question that I did want to pose, just in case I had somebody here with me, and maybe I'll pose that to you guys who are tuning in, is if this was a bigger star in the NBA, and this scenario has been floated around, and say if this was a LeBron or a Steph Curry, and that person said the exact same thing as Jaden Ivey, do you think there would be any reprimanding to that person? I could go ahead and say it's definitely not going to be to the extent, of somebody who, let's put it bluntly, as expendable as Jaden Ivey was. He, throughout his 4 years, he's been suffering through injuries throughout his career, averaging 8.6 points a game. So he hasn't been a tremendous needle pusher, or a needle mover rather, for either of the teams that he was for before. And I don't think this is going to be a good way for him to get into another team. Now I do see, and I did mention this. I think I was quoting not quoting somebody, but I was responding in like a video that was about this subject. I do think that this might be, if this brother is mentally all there, then I think this might be a way for this brother to break through on the far right, like talking head circuit, where he gonna pull a Riley Gaines and start making money that way. And I don't know, man. If you feel that that's going to help you through, but I just hope that the internal problems that he's going through get solved, because I think he's going through things that are more than just him spouting out against the LGBTQ plus community. And yeah, this is just crazy. He was talking about how Steph isn't a real Christian. Like, again, that is not for you to discern, brother. So I just hope that he gets the help that he needs, both in spiritual guidance and with mental and emotional support as well. So we'll see what happens with them. But let me know if there's somebody who is of a higher stature and they said the exact same thing. Do you think that they would get reprimanded at all, let alone reprimanded to the extent of a Jaden Ivey? I think we've kind of seen a, I don't want to say a one-to-one comparison, but I do think we have seen something comparable when we talk about Kyrie Irving and his statements about the Jewish community a couple of years ago, and him getting into hot water with that. Like, he did get reprimanded, but I don't know. I get y'all probably tired of hearing me doing all this talking, and you want to know, is there somebody else who can weigh in on this subject with Brother Two-Way Ray? Well, you are in luck, because our fearless leader here of Nefarious Media has joined us. Brother Nate, what's going on?
What's up, Ray Williams?
Hey. Not much. We're just getting off from talking about our boy 4547 and all the stuff that's going on with him. And I know you got some thoughts on him as well. But our current topic.
Where all the people at, cuz? That's what I want to know. Where the crew at?
I know, man. I know. I tried to put in the call to action, but nobody listened to me. You, like I said, you are a fearless leader. When you speak, everybody listen. But when I say something, they'll be like, "Oh, don't worry about it."
Ain't nobody coming to see you, Ray.
Exactly. But I did want to. I was just now discussing Jaden Ivey and everything that he's going through, and I guess if you want to answer the question that I kind of posed to the people, brother Nate, if this was a bigger star who said the exact same thing, do you think that they would get reprimanded at all, let alone to the extent that Jaden was reprimanded to?
Yeah, they would get reprimanded, but it wouldn't be gots to go situation.
Yeah.
I heard you talking about Kyrie when I was coming on the show, and very much like in that situation where he had the anti-Semitic remarks, the NBA was like, we ain't playing that, cuz. And so you obviously aren't going to cut somebody with the skill set of a Kyrie Irving. But he did have to kind of take his public kind of beating. In the court of public opinion. He also had to make amends and apologize and things of that nature. But here's the thing with Jaden Ivey. And again, man, you don't want to see anybody lose their job, man, especially a young man like this who it appears has some sort of mental issues going on. And I think he's even admitted as much that he has struggled with depression and stuff like that. But it's kind of like, man, you can believe what you want to believe, Ray. In this world, in this country, you can believe whatever you want to believe, right? But there is a consequence to free speech. People are like, oh man, I got freedom of speech. Yes, you do. You got freedom of speech all day, cuz. But what you don't have is freedom from repercussions and freedom from people's opinions on that speech. And so, not only did you say something that was offensive to a large community in this country, but you said something on a day that the NBA, your employer, cuz, was trying to promote, saying something that was LGBTQ friendly. And so not only did you offend like people in that community, but it's like anybody knows, man, it don't matter who you are. If you say something that goes against what your boss says, yes, you have the freedom to say that, but there are consequences and repercussions. And so it's like, I feel like, yes, if like let's go to the extreme. Ray, let's go to the extreme. The face of the league, even at 41 years old. If LeBron James has said this stuff, I think LeBron James would have some blowback. LeBron James would have to make a public apology. LeBron James would probably have to donate to some of these groups that support the LGBT community. But LeBron wouldn't get cut because he's too good to get cut. Jaden Ivey, you lack situational awareness, my brother. Because you are not good enough. Like, obviously, you good enough to get to the league, man. And that's something you should be proud of because there's only been so many spots in the association, right?
True.
But you ain't that good to be talking this mess that goes against the company line and think that there's not going to be consequences, brother.
And like I mentioned earlier, like you just got traded to the team, brother. You just got traded to
There's no equity there. They don't even know you like that.
You don't. They really don't. And then you already got hurt too. Like you've already been suffering through injuries throughout your career. Like you just don't have that not cachet, but you just don't have that backing behind you, brother.
No.
So
it'd be one thing, Ray. You know what I mean? It'd be one thing if you came on the airwaves here Nefarious and said something foolish. You know, me and Chris and Gerard and Jay and Brittany, we'd be like, you know what, man, Ray just said that ain't who Ray is. That's not his character. He just made a mistake. Now you go over and do an interview with Dave Meltzer or something on The Observer and say something crazy. Dave don't know you like that. Dave is like, that brother's got to go.
Exactly. Yeah, the Wrestling Observer, who like you,
right?
You are not affiliated with us.
We don't know this man. Like exactly. John Pollock said he was cool. We thought he was cool.
And yeah, and Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I think Michael Smith, who was a frequent contributor to ESPN before and to NBC Sports before as well. And by the way, shout out to Michael Smith, who lost his wife recently. Shout out to you, brother. All the best for you and your children and the rest of your family through this tragic time, brother. But he always puts it as though exceptions can be made for exceptional people.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't exceptional, Jaden Ivey. But the only thing that I kind of fear, because I do fear that he's going to do something that he regrets, like you mentioned, it's possibly like some psychological things going on with him. But aside from that, I also fear that he's going to continue to double down, and then he's going to end up like a Raleigh Gaines, where he's going to be like he's going to end up like not a martyr, but he's going to end up like a shining example for those people. Like,
now,
look,
son,
he was condemned.
Here it is, son, because it's already out there. So the only reason, and Jonathan Isaac is somebody else who, if you remember during the pandemic, Jonathan Isaac got a little bit of flack for coming out against the vaccines and masking up and stuff like that. The only reason Jonathan Isaac didn't go down that grifter path is because he was just a little bit too good of a player to go down the grifter path. Like there's like an equilibrium. Like you can't be so good that you can't be a goat and grift at the same time until your playing days is over. But you know, like Riley Gaines claimed to fame and she finished 5th, and she's like, if it wasn't for that trans athlete, I would have won. It's like, no, you would have finished 4th. Like that's how math works.
Against
so Riley Gaines
swimming, right?
Yeah, like Riley Gaines was a good swimmer, but she won't no goat, but she was just good enough that the grift was right there. And same thing with Jaden Ivey. Like I feel like because his only options are like Europe, like stuff like that. Because even the G League is not a viable thing right now. Because the G League is owned by the NBA, and they ain't gonna touch this man if he got released from an NBA team at this moment. So like I can see him becoming one of these people that is gonna make the rounds and be on the next Stage Steel podcast, be on the next Will Kane show, be on Outkick with that scumbag Clay Travis, be up there with them Bammers at Barstool. He gonna make the rounds as this oppressed Christian man standing up for family values in America. But the sad thing is, Ray, he gonna get paid. He gonna get famous off of this, you know, to a certain extent, as much as you can with the grift. But at the end of the day, all of those outlets, they don't care about Jaden Ivey, the person who's obviously going through something. And so they're going to use this brother for their end. And then when it all comes crashing down, hopefully it doesn't end up badly, Ray. But when it all comes crashing down in whatever form that takes, they're not going to be around to help him get back up.
Right. And, you know, your boy already did a piece on him, your boy who's been beefing with Stephen A. recently. You know, he already did a piece on Jaden Ivey. And
you talking about Whitlock?
Yeah, Jason Whitlock. Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Jason Whitlock. I told my pastor, don't listen to this. I told my mother I apologized. I apologized to my sisters and my friends in the business. But Jason Whitlock, you a big fat piece of shit, and everybody knows it. Like, damn, that might be the last time I was like 100% on Team Stephen A.
And now I think. Yeah, now have you been hearing all this stuff going on with like Cam Newton bringing on Jason Whitlock, and then doggone Ryan Clark having something to say, and then Cam Newton retorting back to Ryan Clark. Yeah, it's just
it's all pro wrestling, Ray.
Yeah.
That's all it is. Like Stephen A. Smith is doing the Sage Steel podcast now, and they had friction, but now they on the same side of things in a lot of ways right now, Ray. And so now Stephen A. and Sage is cool again.
Yeah, it's just crazy. It's nuts. Stephen A. Man,
I'm gonna need you to get Jason Whitlock on the next episode. We got to get in on this grift, cuz.
I don't know. I don't know how Professor Chris is going to respond to that. Well, you know, he got mad at me because bring everybody behind the curtain a little bit.
Okay.
I know he's mentioned what's up, Dr. Mark Lamont Hill, and so I asked him, is it cool if I reach out to Dr. Lamont Hill to see if I can get him on the program, or is it going to be an issue? And Brother Chris is like, I'm surprised you would even think that. I wouldn't. I'm always willing to talk to everybody, Ray. I was like, I'm sorry. So
what you're saying is you're gonna bring Whitlock on to talk to Chris.
I'll bring Whitlock. I think Chris. I think Chris will be willing to. I don't know if he'll be willing to hear him out, but he'll be willing to debate him. I think.
Look, Chris might not be the one you got to worry about. It might be me, because you know this man Whitlock been talking real reckless about Shador Sanders on these streets. Cause you see, my boy got the new number.
No,
or should I say the old number? So he was 12 all year last year with the Cleveland Browns. He just posted on the IG today, new uniform, number 2 for the Cleveland Browns. Shador Sanders going back to his college number.
Okay.
So I don't know what the deal was with. I don't know who had 2 last year. That's not on the team now.
Right. Yeah, I don't even know who would have had the number 2. But I'm just thinking, like, because the Nasty Man got number 1, right?
Nasty Man is number 4.
Number 4. Okay. All right.
Yeah, Nasty Man is number 4.
I think 12 fit him because if you flip them, they 21. Yeah.
I like 12.
Like, yeah, 12. I think
I wasn't mad at 12, but you know, this ain't about us, Ray.
Yeah,
it's about Shador. This would make him feel comfortable as the starting quarterback for the Cleveland Browns. That's the craziest thing in the world. The Cleveland Browns messed around the way the Cleveland Browns do, because they're a terrible organization. But they made the perfect scenario to where these Browns fans who was dogging Shador out last year actually want Shador to start. Because if Shador don't start, your 2 options are Dylan Gabriel, who is my size, and don't nobody want to see Dylan Gabriel out there on the field. And your other option is the Nasty Man, who, even if you put all the off the field stuff aside, Ray, this brother ain't played good football in at least 4 or 5 seasons.
Right, and he hasn't went through an entire season like without getting hit by injuries either.
Coming off of 2 Achilles injuries, cuz. Yeah, 1 on each leg. So even the Browns fans that hated Shador last year, they're like, well, I guess Shador is our only hope. Go Browns.
Right. And it's crazy, like you just mentioned, like the Browns being possibly the worst franchise in football. Like I was literally just watching, I think earlier this morning, I was watching Jeff Pearlman, who is a former writer with Sports Illustrated, and he also wrote the book Winning Time. And he has his own YouTube channel, and he goes through all the stories that he's either been associated with or that he finds interesting. And he was talking about how he's been a Jets fan his whole life, and he's just like, the Jets ain't never give me nothing. So I was just thinking, man, with the Browns, the Jets, at least the Raiders did something back in the day. But it's like, I'm trying to think, like, who are like the bottom of the barrel franchises that just don't give anybody any kind of hope. Like I said, like the Jets, Browns, Bengals, kind of here and there flashes lately.
Atlanta gives you just enough hope to get your hopes crushed.
Yeah. And
they're like, we gonna win 7 games a year, but then we just gonna miss the playoffs, cuz.
Yeah. And especially like 7, especially in the NFC South, 7 could get you the division now.
The daggone Panthers, shout out to the nephew Bryce Young. The Panthers won the division, and they didn't even have to win the division. The only reason they got to the playoffs was because we beat the Saints last game of the season. I think the Panthers finished like 8-9 or 9-8, something crazy, 9-8-1 or something crazy. It's a very winnable division.
Very, very winnable. But and of course,
unless you got Kevin Stefanski as your head coach, cuz.
Oh my goodness. You keep hope alive, brother Nate.
I'm like, man,
in spite of him.
I know the brother said he wanted to take a year off, take some time with his family, be with his kids and stuff, man. But I'd be like, man, I'd be like Jordan, F them kids, man. Back up that truck to Mike Tomlin's house. Because Mike Tomlin would turn these five. Look, because the reason people in Pittsburgh got mad is all Mike Tomlin does is go 9-10, 10-8, 9-8. That's all he does is just win a couple games over 500 to make the playoffs. He does that in Atlanta. He does that in Atlanta, right? He is a saint. Not a New Orleans saint, but a saint. You're going to see murals of Mike Tomlin. It's going to be like Mike Tomlin, Andre 3000, and Mike Vick just on the side of some corner store in Atlanta. Somebody spray painted up there because he has brought respectability on a mural to the Atlanta Falcons. Like, can you imagine, Ray, if the Falcons won 10 games every year, and that's all we won 10 games, won a playoff game or two, lost a playoff game or two. I can live with that, Ray.
They're gonna put him in a ring of honor
off of one season, like damn.
For that alone, yeah. Like people don't realize how hard it is just to get into as many times as he's gotten, like throughout his entire career. We spanned over 20 years. Every year you get into the playoffs.
Not even that, Ray. Not even that. To me, man, never had a losing season, Ray.
Never had a losing season.
Never had. And people are like, oh, only thing Mike Tomlin's got is the streak. That's all he's got is the streak. You mean the fact that this coach has never lost, had a losing season in the NFL, won the Super Bowl, been back to another Super Bowl, took these random quarterbacks to the playoffs, took Duck Hodges. Don't nobody even know what Duck Hodges is doing right now. He could be your local fire department chief. Duck Hodges went to the playoffs. Mason Rudolph, MAGA Mason, took him to the playoffs. Went to the playoffs with Kenny Pickett, I believe. Kenny Pickett been on 4 teams in 3 years. This man is terrible.
Mm-hmm.
took the ghost of Russell Wilson.
Exactly.
Took Justin Fields, a bunch of has-beens and never was, to the playoffs, right?
Jeez.
Last good quarterback he had was the fumes of Big Ben, like the worst version of Big Ben we ever saw those last couple of years. Had Aaron Rodgers out here just trying to scramble and then realizing halfway through the scramble that he is 47 years old and he can't scramble no more, right? And you want Mike Tomlin to win a damn Super Bowl with these quarterbacks. Stop being ridiculous, people.
That's the thing, man. It's just like the people get spoiled, just like with the Patriots. People get spoiled, man.
Mm-hmm.
And then
I know so many Cleveland fans too that are like I'm not Cleveland, Pittsburgh fans that like I'm friends with, and I just had to start blocking them and not blocking them, but muting them on social media because just whining about Mike Tomlin. I'm just sitting here, man, like you have no idea how the other half lives.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know the struggles that we done been through. You don't know how far we've come to not come far enough, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you sitting there complaining about we're in the playoffs every year and we lose every year. It's like, well, what if you don't lose this year in the playoffs? You got to be in it to win it, Ray. We ain't never even in it.
That's true.
Last time we was in it was when the government conspired. And I'm gonna say it, Ray. When the government conspired that we got to the Super Bowl and the government conspired against us. It was a plot. It's in the file somewhere. It's redacted. It's redacted. It's redacted, Ray, because you can't tell me. You can't tell me that you beating somebody 28-3. I don't care how good these Patriots was, Ray. It was a great team, Ray. Nobody taking anything away from Tom Brady, Bill Belichick, that defense. You know what I'm saying? The coaching staff, special teams, all of that. It was a good team, Ray. But they was up 28-3, okay? With Julio Jones, one of the greatest receivers we ever seen in the game, right?
Quarterback.
Matt Ice, the MVP quarterback, Matt Ryan. And you telling me that whole game, that whole second half, y'all only gonna get like a field goal or something like that? Now that's all y'all gonna do? That whole second half, Ray? Something was afoot. Something was amiss. I think the NFL was in cahoots with the U.S. government because they knew, Ray. They already seen it when the Saints won the Super Bowl, Ray. they was like, we can't let these folks get that happy ever again. So they was like, ain't no damn way we gonna let chocolate city like Atlanta. We'll let y'all have World Series. Y'all can have a World Series every 4-5 years. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can have that. But you ain't never gonna get no basketball championship because y'all can't handle it. And you ain't never gonna get no damn Super Bowl because we can't have that much melanated joy in this country. Because who knows? One day the Falcons win the Super Bowl, Ray. The next day we marching on Washington for reparations and equality and equity in this country because the Falcons have inspired the nation and gotten black folks and brown folks and folks that have been othered their whole lives, Ray, to rally and unify like the Falcons. Because what do Falcons do, Ray? They rise up against who? Against the oppressors, okay? And that's what the government didn't want that. They was like, code red. Tom, y'all gotta make this comeback. Refs start cutting the game a little tighter. We can't let these Negroes have this. That's all I'm saying. You didn't see Roger Goodell the whole second half of the game, Ray. The whole first half, Roger Goodell up in the box, up in the luxury suite. The whole second half of the game, he was on the phone with the president. Okay, that's all I'm saying, Ray. And you clip this. You clip this. Put this out there. This is not a conspiracy theory. This is the truth, America. This is the inconvenient truth, as Al Gore would say.
I just don't think two conspiracies can be true at the same time. You're telling me that there's a plot against Atlanta Falcons, and then on the other side, you're telling me because Tom Brady with Inflate Gate says he got caught up and then he got suspended. Was it that season? Was it like a season?
So Ray, what you don't understand is that's the smoke screen, Ray. Okay. That's what they call a false flag operation, brother. They give you the fake conspiracy, right? They give you the fake conspiracy. So that way you're not paying attention to what's really going on, cuz. What's really behind the scenes? Everybody worried about how much air pressure was in that football. Were they taping game footage? Were they taping these practices? Ain't nobody worried about that. What was really going on was when Roger Goodell made that phone call to the president and shut the Falcons down in that second half. That was the real conspiracy, Ray.
And then you could have went a little further, brother. You could have been like against Atlanta, who was the city where who came out of? Martin Luther King Jr., who was leading us into a revolution, but then he was assassinated. So that means the Atlanta Falcons' hopes for becoming world champions was assassinated by the bullet that was shot by Roger Goodell.
See, that was all there in the text, Ray. I didn't want to be so explicit with it, but it was there in the text. Basically, Roger Goodell and the NFL was just finishing the job that the CIA had done so many decades earlier to Brother Martin. That's all they was doing, to depress and destroy the hopes and dreams of Atlanta. And by extension, Ray, the hopes and dreams of all the people that have been underserved and undervalued in America. They trying to tell you a lesson, Ray. Don't matter how good you are, if you ain't the one we choose, you gonna be the one that lose.
Bars.
Put that on the t-shirt, Dickie Bird.
All right. Well, we'll go ahead. We were just talking about Jaden Ivey. I don't know how we got on football. But,
it's all Jason Whitlock's fault.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, Jason Whitlock. All right. Well, before we get into feeding these ducks, I did want to get your thoughts because I know we were discussing off air. You were discussing how you did want to discuss our president business, aka
4547.
goes 3 times.
4547. 4547.
This okay,
yeah,
Ray.
Yeah, go ahead. ISO.
Just get out the lane, Ray. Get out the lane.
I got you.
You know, as bad as I felt about the conspiracy that was plotted against me and so many in Atlanta all those years back, Ray. What is even more infuriating is the lack of leadership that we see in this country right now, man. This President Donald J. Trump had the nerve to go on live television last night to address the nation and update us on the status of this war that he started. He started. Like, let me repeat that. Like, Congress wasn't out here like, you know what? We need to go to war with Iran. The American people wasn't out here like, you know what? We need to roll up on Iran and settle some scores. No, this is a war that he started. Now, mind you, Ray, when this brother was campaigning, I'm old enough to remember, this man said, we're not going to start no new wars.
No new wars.
No new wars. That was part of his platform. I don't care about all these other countries. We're not getting into no wars. We gonna do right by America. We putting America first, Ray. We gonna lower these prices, get these eggs down to $2 a dozen. Go to the store right now. Pick you up a carton of eggs, see what the price tag says. Better yet, go to the gas station right now. Look at the numbers on the sign. Many people in this country are paying upwards of $5 a gallon, Ray. $5 a gallon for some gas. And I'm not even talking about the premium joint. I'm talking about the regular degular. Talking about that Reggie. The regular gas. $5 a gallon. And when you see these prices, it is directly correlated to this conflict that we are currently in with Iran. Again, a conflict that the American people did not ask for. And so when you look at just kind of what Trump said last night, man, and the reasoning behind the war, and like, there are some presidents that I didn't vote for that I trusted in a war. Even when they were lying to me, right? There was something about them that I was like, okay, I can buy the fantasy of why we are in this war and why we are going to win this war. We see you, W. But with Trump, it's like, nah, like there is no conviction there. It's like it's almost like when I turned on the YouTube tonight when I got home from work, Ray, and I saw you by yourself. I was like, we don't believe you. You need more people. I can't let my boy go solo for 2 hours like that. I gotta show up for my boy. But I feel like the thing that is interesting to me about this, and Chris would be a much better person to talk about this aspect of it, is that not only has Trump never had any credibility with those on the left and a lot of those in the center, but now he is starting to have some of that credibility eroded on the right. Not only with this stuff going on with the war, but we also saw this week the challenge in the Supreme Court for the birthright citizenship. And when you got my boy, Justice Kavanaugh, right? Y'all forgot about Justice Kavanaugh, man. A lot of y'all forgot about all these Supreme Court justices that Trump done got up in here, man. We got Amy Coney Barrett up in here. I don't know what she be doing at all. Like, you don't never see Amy Coney Barrett. Like, she in the picture with the rest of the justices, but you don't like never see nothing like this she doing.
Right.
Justice Kavanaugh, though, y'all must have forgot, Roy Jones Jr., Ray. Y'all must have forgot about how this man acted in the job interview. Talking about when they was asking, did he have a problem with alcohol? I like beer. Okay. Does that make me a monster or something? I like beer. Okay. Like the Supreme Court judge. I ain't acting like that in the job interview, and he still got the job. But even Justice Kavanaugh, when they was trying to say, well, you know, we got to revoke birthright citizenship because, you know, things are so different today. Even somebody as qualified for his job as Justice Kavanaugh, Ray, was like, yes, times have changed, but the Constitution hasn't. I'm like, oh. He must have had him a good drink to think about that one. He was sitting at home with a pack of Bush, because in my mind, that's what he drank. He seems like a Bush beer type of guy, an old Milwaukee type of guy. He just sitting back there talking to his wife. You know what, honey? I bet you they're gonna say something like times has changed. But you know what hadn't? The U.S. Constitution. Oh, that's good. Let me write that down. It's like even the people that you put in place to grease the wheels to get stuff through that you want aren't capitulating to you, Donald Trump. So yeah, like my whole thing on this war, Ray, is you are expending a lot of time and energy and lives and money in this war effort that nobody asked for except for you, Donald Trump. And you got the nerve, right? This man got the nerve to be like, well, you know, I think we'll be finished in a couple weeks. You can't tell the war when the war is over. The war is over when it's over.
Right.
The only way the war is over when you say it's going to be over is if you hit that red button or if you turn tail and run away.
Right.
That's the only two ways the war is over when you say it's going to be over. Other than that, it's like a no time limit match, right? It's going to end when it ends. You know, look, just ask Vladimir Putin. He thought this whole Ukraine thing was going to be done by now, cuz.
Yeah.
And they still fighting.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, yeah, like Donald Trump, you have wasted our military's time, our military's talent, and our military's lives on this, man. I would say you ought to be ashamed of yourself, but you are somebody who is incapable of having shame or displaying shame. The only thing I hope can come from this, Ray, besides a swift and well, you can't have a peaceful resolution of war, but at least a resolution with as little life lost as possible. The only other thing I hope comes out of this is that people remember this.
Mm-hmm.
People remember this, man. Right now, the calendar just turned over to April. April ain't that far away from November, Ray.
True.
I hope people remember this, man, when you step into those ballot boxes. And if you are somebody who did not vote last time around, hopefully this gets you angry enough to vote, man. You know, also the last week or so, we saw another one of the No Kings rallies. So, like, this ain't going away, man. Between this, the affordability crisis, people not being able to pay for health care. Hey, we still got them Epstein files out there, cuz. Like, there's a lot of stuff going on with this administration that needs to be checked. And here's the thing, spoiler alert, Congress ain't gonna check it. The only people that's gonna be able to check it is when you alone in that voting booth. And so, you know, since Chris is not here to hammer you over the head to go and do your damn job as American and vote, I will do it in Chris's place. Because yeah, like, even if you're not into politics, even if that's not something that you like spend a lot of time thinking about, it does have real life effects on everything, Ray. And you can bring me out now. Because I always tell people, man, like, yeah, even if you're not watching MSNBC or MS Now or C-SPAN or CNN or Fox News all the time, politics affects you. Politics affects the price of gas that you put in your car, the price of the food that you got in your refrigerator, the price of your house. Politics affects all of that. Politics is local. And so, yeah, this man, Ray, with this war, he got himself into a situation that he has no expertise, no knowledge, and no intellect to get out of. So we gonna see what happened with this war, Ray.
You know, we'll see what happens. And well, out of all those things you mentioned, you didn't even dwell on the part that we're still right now in the part of as a part of a partial shutdown, which has made lines at TSA at your local airports longer than there should be. When people out here got to wait 4 or 5 hours in line just to get on the plane. Like, yeah.
And you sending ICE out there, like, that's going to do something.
And TSA ain't getting paid, but ICE is. That's crazy.
And, so, and Ray, not to bring it back to our cities, but you noticed New Orleans, Atlanta,
Houston,
Baltimore, that TSA ain't showing up, Ray. What could those cities have in common?
I wonder.
They were all cities that wanted the Falcons to win that Super Bowl.
I bet.
Even that's how you know it was some mess, right? Because I have Saints fans who are friends of mine, surprisingly. Even they was like, man, y'all should have won. We wanted y'all. We hate y'all, but we wanted y'all to win.
Yeah. And then that Tom Brady strikes again.
Tom Brady and the U.S. government.
See, come on, man.
Mm-mm-mm.
It's like you can't have them be biased again. You can't have Goodell be biased against Tom Brady and also against a black city winning.
Ray, you speaking like somebody who ain't never watched wrestling before, Ray. Because let me take you back to WrestleMania last year. We coming up on a WrestleMania right now, Ray. Last year, if you remember, there was a triple threat match on night one of WrestleMania. The main event of night one, the people's main event. Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, and Company Man Punk. Okay. Company Man Punk got Paul Heyman on his side. Paul Heyman backstabbed Roman Reigns. Okay, but that was just a smokescreen backstab. For the final backstab, where he backstabbed CM Punk for Seth Rollins. That's all Roger Goodell was doing, Ray. You got to set up a backstab with a backstab.
But 3 teams weren't playing in the Super Bowl.
Look, it was the Falcons, it was the Patriots, and it was the U.S. government. There was 3 teams. It was a triple threat, Ray. But 2 of them teams worked together against the other team.
Okay.
And look, after the game, Roger Goodell, he handed the trophy to Tom Brady, but you ain't see what he said behind the trophy because it's a big trophy, man. The Lombardi trophy, it's like big and oval shaped like a football. So it kind of obscured the face of Brady and Goodell, and he was like, "Hey, man, sorry about all that time." And Tom was like, "No, Roger, that was a good performance, though, man. People really think we hate each other, dog." That's what you didn't see. The only person that really hated Goodell was Belichick because he don't like nobody.
Yeah, that's true.
except for Jordan.
Yeah, exactly. The one person he should be keeping an eye on, be paranoid about.
I can't believe he's still the coach in North Carolina. I thought he would have been like, you know what, I'm not doing this no more.
I think they still giving them money, they still paying, but I don't think he's gonna be. I think this is gonna be his last year. I think it's gonna be his last year.
We'll see, Ray. But you know what Bill Belichick should do, man, when he feeling stressed out, when he thinking about that Super Bowl that they stole from the people of Atlanta and America.
Sneak out of Jordan's house?
He sneak out of Jordan's house. What he need to do is he need to set up a camera. Don't put no videotape in it. And just push the red light button. Make Jordan think she's doing a reality show while she's filming her scenes. He sneak out the back and drive down to the park and feed some ducks on the pond, Ray.
All right.
Clear his head a little bit.
Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with feeding some ducks on the pond.
You know, there's actually a pond by the house, Ray, like literally in real life, not for the bit.
Your house?
And they've actually got a sign out there that says, "Please don't feed the wildlife anymore." They're like, I can't even feed the ducks no bread no more, cuz.
Oh my goodness.
So I don't know if somebody fed the ducks something bad or if it's something with the ecosystem.
Well, you know how it is, because I think they say, you're not supposed to feed the ducks or feed any birds of that matter like straight up bread. You're supposed to feed them like bird seeds because bread expands in their guts and makes them, or expands in their bellies and makes them die somehow.
I mean, we all gotta die sometime, Ray.
That's
maybe that bird is tired of eating bird seed. He like, man, you know what? I got 2 days left to live. I'm at least give me a piece of this sourdough before I go, cuz.
Let me just treat myself to some crackers every now and then.
Like, is that King's Hawaiian? Oh, that's a good way to go. That sweet bread, cuz. That sweet bread. Yeah, this is Feeding the Ducks on the Pond, what we do on the Parlay each and every episode. It's where we talk about, you can bring down the duck music a little bit, Ray. I don't know if the duck music is loud or if my headphones are a little loud. I got new headphones this week. That's good. This is where we ask questions to the group, and right now we got a group of 2, okay? And so Ray's gonna ask a question, and then I'm gonna ask a question. It's gonna be the quickest edition of Feeding Ducks on the Pond ever. But it could be a silly question, could be a serious question. Ray already talked some serious stuff tonight. I caught a little bit of when I was getting back from work. But Ray, I'll let you go first. What question do you have for the group?
All right. Well, I'm gonna save my music / arts question for when Chris is here.
I say it don't hit unless Chris is here. Like Chris add that little extra to it.
A bit of more of a reaction out of him on, but
Come on, man, we got to be serious with this shit, Ray. I think that's my favorite Chris reaction. Like when he's just like he's not even dismissing the question, he's dismissing the premise of the question. We got to be serious, Ray.
Well, I guess I'll go with this one, and I guess it is kind of like a generic one, but I think, and I might have asked it before, but what's on your bucket list? And it could be related to podcasting or related to the media side, or it could be unrelated. It could be dealing with finances, or dealing with personal life, or dealing with other things that you aspire to do. But what are a couple things on your bucket list that you would like to do before you pass on, or that's something that has always been like on your mind to get done, but something you don't really foresee yourself doing, but that you would like to do before you pass on?
Yeah, the first thing on my bucket list, Ray, is to win the presidency of the United States of America. And my first act, my executive order, the Atlanta Falcons will beat the New England Patriots, led by head coach Mike Tomlin and starting quarterback Shedeur Sanders. That's gonna be my first act.
That'll be collusion.
It ain't even gonna be no conspiracy. I'm just gonna tell it. I'm gonna sign an executive order.
Right.
Like he signed an executive order on the Super Bowl. The other team's like, damn, I guess we gotta lose. And they'll be like, Nate, you ain't gonna get no joy out of it because you already knew what was gonna happen. I'm like, I watch wrestling. I get joy out of scripted entertainment all the time. I was very happy when Cody beat Roman Reigns. Let's see, but now in all seriousness, obviously, want to see this get to a place where it can be either my primary or only source of income. Because if we get to that place, then that also means that it can be something where, and I've told her this a bunch of times, but I can free Brittany Monet from her oppressors. I can help some other folks out here at the network, do some things that they want to do, even if they're not doing this full time. Just generating that type of income, and also doing something more for the audience that tunes into all these shows, man. So that's obviously something that we will accomplish, Ray, before it's all said and done. Even if we got to start grifting out here. I mean, look. I'm just saying, if we ain't really hit it like we want to hit it, I was like, I'm just saying, Ray. If we ain't hit it to where like we want to hit it by the time it's like 2030, don't be surprised if you see me with my new co-host Riley Gaines on these streets.
Riley Gaines.
Like, girl, you such a good swimmer. You should have won all them races.
Right.
It's on the schedule, but number one in our hearts, Riley Gaines.
Special guest, Jaden Ivey. Come on. Yeah.
Like, how does Sage still get on the ferry? It's like that. Jason Whitlock, he bringing out all the Grifton All-Stars. Like, we had to let Ray go. We had to fire Ray so I could hire the Hodge twins. All the Grifters gonna be the Grifton All-Stars. We just grifted each other. Like, everybody getting grifted. Everybody in the club getting grifted.
Everybody eats enough on these grift streets.
So everybody can eat, man. Everybody can eat on these grifting streets. Go President J.D. Vance. Like, whoa, wait a minute. They doing too much now. Vote Lauren Boebert in 2030. Well, what? Brother Nathan really fell off the deep end. But then in terms of like something more kind of just more mundane, I guess would be the word, Ray. I like to own a house, man.
Oh,
I like to own my own home, man. Like enough of these renters blues, brother.
I hear that.
I like to own my own home, like literally. And I know it's the bit rate, but like the park that I'm talking about, they got some real nice houses like right around that lake area.
Oh,
Like
nice.
like just a house by the lake. That I could be out there with my upper middle class friends. Just, hey there, Jim. Hey there, Nate, old buddy. You're doing great, man. Saw you out there feeding the ducks the other day. Watch out for that Hawaiian bread, brother. Just be a homeowner, Ray, with all the pluses and minuses that come with being a homeowner. I think that I want that on my bucket list, brother.
Nice. Nothing wrong with that.
You asked the damn question, Ray Williams.
Yep.
What's on your bucket list, brother, besides being the co-host for Riley Gaines?
Well, so it's a couple things. So one I've actually had on a while. I don't know how much longer it'll be on my bucket list, but I've always wanted to at least try it once. And I don't know if I mentioned this before, but I've practiced martial arts before. I practiced boxing, and I'm into Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and I would like to one day have an amateur MMA fight one day.
Okay. You ain't trying to get on that White House card, cuz?
I don't know about all that. Don't get me on the microphone. They ain't never gonna let me back.
You and Cash Patel on the undercard.
Oh Lord. Don't get me started on that, man. Matter of fact, I think we were talking, or I was talking earlier about Pam Bondi getting and letting go, and I'm like, who's next?
Yeah, man. You know what's crazy though? With Trump, he always let these people go, but then he always find a way for them to be still part of the team. But it's funny, he always fires the women first. You notice that? Even with like, even in his own group, he still got misogyny. He's like, yeah, these bros gotta go. They gotta go.
Exactly.
Gotta go, Pam.
Yep. I made that observation too. I was like, wait a minute. Those are only two women. I think the only other woman left is Susie Wiles, who's the staff, and then maybe Caroline Levitt, but she only doing what he wanted, and she ain't got no real power, so like she's safe. But yeah.
Yeah, Susie better get your resume ready, girl.
Yeah.
Be like, Whoopi, Susie, you in danger, girl.
Susie. But yeah, I think the two women in power, he was like, oh, yeah, I got to go.
Once he get through firing the women, then it's going to be Cash, because he's going to go women to minorities and then white dudes.
Yeah, exactly. So,
Pete Hegseth, you safe, brother.
For now, yeah. Once Cash gone, then I think he next.
All bets is off.
Yeah.
Man, I'm waiting for that. You know what? I never listened to the Cash Patel podcast, Ray. I might have to listen to the first one after he get fired, because he gonna be mad.
Oh yeah.
He gonna be like, I told you can't trust the FBI, but wasn't you just the FBI director, my boy?
You were the FBI.
Like, you know what? Chauncey Billups is innocent. Free Chauncey.
Of course. So yeah, I think
he gonna upload all the Epstein files online, like Scarlet Witch, not Scarlet Witch, Black Widow, when she put all the Shield files online in Avengers. He just gonna upload all the Epstein files on a thumb drive to the internet. It's done, Donald. You can't hurt me anymore.
Right. Oh man. And then
you heard of a crash out? This is a cash out.
Cash. Celebrate with a beer with the U.S. Olympic. With the U.S. hockey team.
Yeah, that's gonna be the highlight of his whole term. Drinking beer with the Olympic team.
Oh Lord.
And Brett Kavanaugh's like, it should have been me, brother. Should have been me. I like beer.
But yeah, MMA.
How, Ray? How? All these unqualified people, cuz.
I mean, at least Pam Bondi was a lawyer. Like, I can't. I can't defend everybody else, but at least Grandfather practiced law at one point.
She actually went to school.
Exactly. So, but yeah, fight doing one MMA fight. That's how we got.
Yeah, the fight at the White House.
Yeah, do one MMA fight, and then
Okay.
preface. I'm gonna preface this next one, especially since we're getting into like nefarious is getting our foot in the door as far as like press coverage and stuff like that.
Okay.
I would like to respectfully have a dance with Mina Shirakawa to the tune of Dazzle Kuduro. That's way down in the bucket list, but I think
I'm not even mad at that one, Ray. I'm not even mad at that.
and that doesn't put me out. That doesn't put me against the allegations.
Right, I was gonna say that was well played, Ray. Well played.
So
look, what I forgot to tell you is when I own my home, me and Nia Jackson's name gonna be on the lease, cuz.
Oh, I heard that.
We not like most homeowners, cuz.
Yeah. You and your Queen Caramel.
Like Lash and Trick spent the weekend. We always on the pond feeding ducks. Like, why was Trick Williams throwing lemon pepper wings at the ducks? That's kind of like cannibalism.
Couples get away. Pigeons
Couples get away. Lash and Trick and me and Nia.
Pigeons be eating wings, so they all about that cannibalism. But yeah, I was one, and then I don't know if I got like real serious ones. Like I would like once we do blow up. I'm not going to say if, but when.
Okay.
Nefarious blow up. I would love to like go to a Super Bowl or go to a big event.
Okay, once I'm president, we can go see that Falcons Patriots game. I'd be like Ray, put all your money on the Falcons, Ray. Trust me.
Oh no. They're gonna have to shut the sports books down.
The sports book's gonna be crazy for that one. Like
it's like all we can do is prop bets. So all we can do is
like we're gonna have to get the WWE writers to script the Super Bowl.
Right.
All right, so Shador gonna get injured in the first half, right? Okay. They're gonna be down 14. Okay, because we gotta make it a comeback too, Ray. So the Patriots was down 28-3. Falcons gonna be down 33-0 at the half.
You gotta make it even bigger.
Make it even bigger comeback. Shador come limping out. He can't even throw with his right hand no more. He throwing left-handed the whole game. They like, why don't you go to the backup? Don't even worry about that, cuz. Shador Sanders throw for 200 yards on the left hand, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, Ray. We win the game. And I know you saying that don't add up to 33 points, but Bijan gonna have like 2 big runs.
That's true.
For touchdowns.
Everybody like, you can't make this up. Well, actually, you can.
Like, well, actually,
somebody did, right? You can't.
Stay tuned after the game. Stay tuned after the game for NFL Unreal.
It's gonna be you in the press box. Not even Shador knows. Nobody knew.
Right. Shador doesn't even know. And then Shador's like, I didn't even know I could throw that ball with my left hand. like, how is he even gripping the ball with his right hand in a sling? He shouldn't be on the field.
Yeah, right.
This is unbelievable. It's the greatest game we've ever seen.
Yeah, but those are all my bucket list.
Okay, I like that, Ray. I like that, and I think like we will. Like we already got our foot in some aspects. We making inroads in others, and so yeah, I feel like that's an attainable goal. Like there is a big Hollywood event. Chris is already kind of putting feelers out for next year. So
nice.
You never know, Chris. Some would say it's kind of like the Super Bowl of Hollywood, but I ain't gonna say nothing. I ain't gonna put no other information out there. what we might be involved with next year. But just stay tuned in Nefarious, y'all. Stay tuned. Let's see, Ray. I'm gonna save what's your favorite color for the next edition of the parlay, whenever that is.
Oh yeah.
Cause that's a new game I'm gonna introduce to the audience. So I'll just ask a simple question. So we can wind things down this evening, Ray. I will say, and you may have already given away your answer, but if we as a company, as a network, could cover any of the major sports championships, including like Olympics and stuff like that, what would you want to do?
Okay. So yeah, I did tease the Super Bowl. You know what? For me, I would love to go. And you say even Olympics, so
like Olympics, World Cup, like any major sports championship, Stanley Cup.
Stanley Cup.
Ray's like, no.
I'll leave that for Marcus. Shout out to the hockey bro. The hockey Negro.
Hockey Negro in the building.
Yes. You know what? Because I've been watching basketball like since as early as I can remember. Like, I think it would be a dream for me. Like, even though Super Bowl is the Super Bowl, like, it would be a phenomenal dream for me to cover the NBA Finals. Like especially.
You mean beyond our live watches, Ray?
Yeah, but I know, like being there, if they allow us to get on the floor too. I like that.
Yeah, that'd be crazy.
But yeah, yeah, I think that would be the biggest one for me. And,
okay.
Yeah, I mean, of course you can look like Daytona 500. Nah. I
ain't gonna front though, Ray, because my answer might surprise you. So I ain't even gonna say nothing about Daytona right now. But I'm just gonna leave it right there, player.
All right, yeah, I'll stick with the NBA Finals.
Okay, like that's a good one. Like I think the NBA Finals, Super Bowl, like World Series, all of that would be awesome to do. Like, you know, going to sports entertainment like a WrestleMania or All In or All Out, like live in the building, like that would be real cool. UFC when they get their act together. Honestly, like this Ronda Rousey fight, like that'd be cool to go
that would
cover.
Be awesome.
The Rousey Gina fight. But Ray, you mentioned the Daytona 500. I'm gonna tell you, you know, you might be like, why would we want to do that? I'm gonna see your Daytona 500, Ray, because I asked the damn question. And I'm gonna raise you one. We going to Georgia, cuz we all gonna like get like a Airbnb in Atlanta, even though this event ain't in Atlanta. We staying in Atlanta. We gonna rent like one of them, you know, the Mercedes Sprinter vans, cuz I'm figuring if we doing this event, we got to be doing it big by that point. So we gonna rent a Mercedes Sprinter van. I ain't driving. We probably get one of the LA homeboys to drive because they used to dealing with crazy traffic. And then we gonna take that trip, Ray, from Atlanta, Georgia, all the way out to Augusta, cuz we gonna cover the Masters, brother.
Oh,
and here's the thing, I don't even really like golf like that. But everybody that I know that like is a fan of golf or has played golf that I've known that has gone to Augusta, they say it's like one of the best events in sports, not just for like the actual event, but it's just like a lot of, like if you into day drinking, Ray, I know you're not into day drinking, but there are some on the team that might be into day drinking. Like you're gonna have to get a card just for me and Jennifer Smith is what I'm saying, Ray. Maybe even Steve Willie, because we know Steve Willie can get down a little bit. But Augusta, like the food, the drinks, the atmosphere, obviously, you know, hope that man Tiger get his head right, man. But it's like seeing Tiger at Augusta, like even if he didn't like win, just seeing Tiger walk down the fairway, that'd be real cool. But again, man, Daytona is kind of the same thing. Like it's a big party around this sport that, spoiler alert, a lot of folks that look like us don't even really give a damn about, but the party kind of cool. We may have to wait for a different president to go to some of these events though, Ray. Because right now the tension might be there in the atmosphere, but like Augusta or Daytona, I think will be real fun just as a trip for the crew.
Yeah. I'd be like, and I hear things are pretty affordable once you get inside. Like, they got them pimento sandwiches, like $1. I'll go. Y'all can engage in the adult beverages while I'll have like 8 pimento sandwiches.
Like Ray done OD'd on this pimento. He didn't even know he was allergic to pimento.
Right.
But yeah. Shout out to Augusta. And the only problem with that, Ray, is like, you beat the allegations with Mina, but being in Augusta and Daytona, them allegations gonna come right back.
That's true.
Because it's a lot of distractions on that infield, brother.
They got a lot of dairy carts.
I gonna say,
I'll
be like, Ray, why are you drinking so much milk? This ain't the Indy 500, brother. That is a deep cut for only the people that watch IndyCar.
Yeah, I got that one.
Ray got that one.
I've been watching sports long enough. Yeah, I got that one.
That was Ray's real dream as a kid. I want to be an Indy driver like Mario Andretti. Just drinking all the milk.
All the milk you can stand at the finish line.
The 20-time IndyCar champion. Just like, how do you do it, Ray? It's the milk, brother.
Milk does a body good.
Shoot, look, if we go to Daytona, we might even run into Michael Jordan. He got that racing team, cuz.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. I hear he's doing good too with them.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's doing much better at running the race car team than he was at running the Charlotte Hornets.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. I think all Michael had to do though, he took some time away from the Hornets. He realized he really loved car racing. He went down to the pond. He fed some damn ducks, and then he bought a race car team, Ray. Cut the music. With the abruptness.
I know the abruptness on. When you tell me to cut it, I'm cutting it. Be done.
He cut that like Tyrese should have cut off that turtleneck. Turtleneck. Shout out to Tank and Tyrese. I didn't know we were still doing verses in 2026, right? I thought that was a relic of the pandemic.
Exactly.
It's a good idea though, but it's just like, without the pandemic flair, like we all trapped watching this as one community, it just don't hit like it used to.
Yeah, it's like that. It's like that. I think the shining light of the verses for me was like the Babyface. Was it Babyface and Teddy Riley?
Yeah.
Oh, that was like the climax for me, and then it was like, oh, we can't go back now. It was like it ain't the same. Even when you do it live, like it ain't the same.
Yeah.
Who was it? Like Jada? Was it like the Locks versus somebody? They tried to do it live. I was like
the Locks versus
was it Diplomats?
Was it Cameron? Yeah,
I think so. Yeah.
It was cool, but it wasn't the same.
Yeah, it wasn't the same.
No, they need to do, because they need to do a versus with the real people that's been beefing this whole time, even though they friends. They've been beefing this whole time. Bobby Brown versus Johnny Gill with Ralph Tresvant, make it a 3-way. Belvin DeVoe come out with Ralph because we New Edition. You think they on Ralph's side, but then they switch over to Johnny because they was with Johnny when Ralph left, and then okay, but then they switch up and they all end up singing My Prerogative because they was really with Bobby this whole time. Book it. New Edition just versus themselves. That actually not a bad idea, Ray. Because Bobby got all his songs, Belbert DeVoe got all their songs, Ralph and Johnny got their songs. You got like different eras of New Edition that can sing against each other. Like Candy Girl versus Can You Stand the Rain? Bobby Brown hit that Ghostbuster song one time. Too hot to handle, too cold to hold. Call the Ghostbusters and they in control. Like, oh, shut it down. Bobby, shut it down.
Shut it down.
He done did it again, like Bad Bunny at the Super Bowl. Check that clip if you ain't seen it.
Please check that clip.
Even my sister don't never comment on stuff from the podcast, even though like she knows about the podcast and stuff, obviously. But she hit me up because she had seen the Bad Bunny clip. She was like, "Y'all crazy. That was funny, but y'all crazy." I'm like, were we wrong though? Like that would have been a better ending to the Super Bowl halftime. That's all we saying.
Were we crazy or loca?
He did it again. He did it again. You know what was crazy? We got flagged on one of those sites because they said it was too political. I'm like, that was political?
What?
Because they said
Really?
we made a statement. They said we made a statement about a political figure.
Oh my goodness!
Like, now who's sensitive? Who's being a snowflake?
I know, right?
Take it down. I don't like them talking about me like that with Bad Bunny. I don't like Benito.
Is he even a bunny?
Is he even a bunny? I've seen better bunnies, badder bunnies, badder bunnies.
Matter of fact, I have the baddest bunny.
We got the baddest bunny. Her name is Pam. I just fired her. And on that note, like, damn, like it's a cold game messing with Trump.
Mm-hmm.
You think you part of the clique?
Mm-mm.
That barbershop window right over your shoulder, though.
Exactly.
But Ray, anything you want to shout out to the people before we get out of here tonight, man?
Well, we appreciate you guys joining us even while I was handling it solo dolo for a little bit, but I appreciate you guys sticking around with us and listening to us. Of course, you can find me wherever you find Nefarious, whether it be on here at the Parley, Kings of Sport, Super Salad with OG Rachel.
We just coming back Monday, Ray. It's coming back on Monday.
Coming back this coming Monday.
Rachel finally finished it, man.
And of course, you can find me on SBF Styles Break Fights with my guy, Main Event, Jay Lacey. We're most likely coming up. We're probably going to cover the next pay-per-view as well as the last fight night, which I think was featured some of the biggest finishes of the year thus far, including Macy Barber getting smoked by.
I was about to say Macy Gray. Like, Macy Gray out here fighting?
Nah, this time.
Be like, Macy, you got knocked out in the second round. What happened? I tried to stay goodbye and I don't. Try to walk away and I stumble. Like, why is you fighting Macy? You should have money from your records.
See, that's what's gonna be when I make my debut. I'm only gonna fight if Macy Gray fight on the card. That's
Macy
my one demand.
Gray versus Ray. I'm telling you, it's gonna be a loser leave town match because if you lose to Macy Gray, you can't come back on the show, dog. Like, no, that'll be the last episode of Styles Break Fights. Be like, Jay, what happened to Ray? Like, Macy two-pieced him. Who knew Macy Gray had such effective ground and pound?
I ain't gonna.
Ain't seen her that active since training day.
But yeah, Alexa Grasso, two-piece Macy Barber, and just destroyed her. So that, I think that might be the finish of the year. And I know we're still in April, and that happened in March, but that was just a phenomenal finish on Alexa Grasso's end. So yeah, if you haven't seen that, go see it. Matter of fact, UFC posted it for free up on their website.
Ooh, okay,
go check it out. It's 4 minutes. You only need to see like the last 20 seconds. But yeah, you can find me on SBF along with all of our other suites of podcasts here on the Nefarious Media Network. So
good stuff, Ray Williams. Appreciate you for holding it down tonight, brother. We unlike Jaden Ivey, we ain't gonna release you because we're gonna keep you on the contract for a little bit longer.
All right, I won't say nothing stupid. Not
Don't say
not
nothing
tonight.
controversial.
Nothing controversial tonight.
But yeah, as for me, man, like what we got here?
Kevin 3854-K4B says Johnny Gill is no match for Bobby Brown. Johnny can't dance for Ish.
He can't. He look, Bobby a little bit out of shape, man. Well, technically, Bobby's in better shape now than he has been in years. Like, if we're being real about it, but he still ain't in like prime Bobby Brown shape. Even still, though, he's still a better dancer than Johnny Gill.
Yeah.
Johnny was never a good dancer. He was always in the back doing the steps. I would say Bobby, at his peak, Bobby was probably the best dancer out the group. I go Bobby, Ronnie, Ralph, Ricky, Mike, and Johnny. That'd be my rankings. Like in the middle, you could probably, slot somebody up or slot somebody down. But Bobby was definitely the best. Johnny was definitely the worst.
Yeah, I think I saw a clip on it. I think it was either Bobby Brown or it was Johnny, and I think they were talking about how good Ricky was, and they were like, Ricky ain't even have to be at practice. Like he could just come in late to rehearsal, and he got the steps down already.
Yeah. Ricky was like the best all-around member of the group. Like he wasn't the best singer or the best dancer, but he was like a 8. He was an 80 at every aspect of the group.
He's a 5'2" player.
5'2" player. Like Johnny was hitting the high spots on Can You Stay in the Rain, but Ricky was in the back. No pressure from me, baby. Like the song don't work without that, Ray. Because I want you and I need you. And I love you. Like Ricky, don't hurt Rick. And he was on cocaine at the time. Ricky hit the high note for real, brother. I remember when that New Edition movie came out, everybody, the whole country was shocked. They was like, Ricky was on that stuff? Like we knew Bobby was on that stuff.
Oh, yeah.
We knew Bobby done showed us. But Ricky, you was the good one, Rick. On that stuff. But yeah, shout out to New Edition, man. We're like New Edition to me, probably one of the best groups of all time.
Oh yeah,
especially when you consider everybody out the group had hits on their own and then together.
Right.
Like ain't nobody like even the Jacksons. Like the Jacksons, yeah, Michael did his thing without the Jacksons, but you ain't never bought no Tito solo record. You might have bought a Jermaine single, but you wasn't listening to the whole Jermaine album.
Right.
I mean, you was because that's the only way you could listen to it back in the day, but you was just listening to it for that one song.
Yeah.
Like, play Don't Take It Personal again. We got to wait for the tape to go around. Here come Don't Take It Personal. Take the bitter with the sweet. And then when the song over, all right, we got to wait 40 more minutes for Don't Take It Personal to come back around. like New Edition, like In Sync, like Justin Timberlake had his little solo joint. Ain't nobody else really pop like that.
Now, see, you gonna have me see that, and this is one reason why I'm glad Chris ain't here because now I get to deal. This is my expertise now.
Okay.
We're not going shade JC Chazé up in this piece.
I mean, where his hits at though, Ray? Where his hits at is all I'm saying.
See, just like you said that just like you were saying how the government conspired against the Falcons. I believe the government and the music industry conspired against JC Chazé because there ain't no doubt he was the best singer and the best dancer. NSYNC, but because Justin Timberlake is the baby face and he the heartthrob, they had to give him all the shine. See,
he got all the shine. Ain't nobody else get a piece of shine.
Not one sliver. And they were good for their roles. Like Chris, he was the weird one. He was out there, but he was like the glue. He was the glue guy. Chris,
right.
See you now. You got me in my element. And now
Joey Fatone had to open up a sandwich shop just to get some shine.
Yeah, now and then this nigga out here singing that Mar-a-Lago. Don't get me started.
Joey Fatone.
Yeah, they showed us.
It fits though. If you was gonna say what member in sync is MAGA, I'd say probably Joey Fatone. Probably. Probably
up
ain't gonna
there
be Lance
somewhere.
Bass. Lance Bass can't go there.
No, oh, that's true. I mean, you never know. If you hard MAGA enough, like Caitlyn,
Caitlyn Jenner, yeah.
Caitlyn Jenner, yeah, Caitlyn Jenner.
She was about to say Caitlyn Clark and get a whole bunch of people mad.
I know Caitlyn Clark. She low key for the revolution, but Caitlyn Jenner, like she on her grift.
Caitlyn, Angel, and Paige got them folks mad on the internet because they all friends on the U.S. team, and they just like, wait a minute, they're supposed to hate each other. Like, right. No, man, they just competitors, they athletes, but they friends on the court. Like, and I think, honestly, Ray, I think Paige the one that really bringing everybody together. Uncle Niecy.
Uncle Niecy.
Uncle Niecy, Paige Becker. She the one really bringing them together because every time you see him, it'd be like Angel and Caitlyn, they kiki in or whatever, and Paige just be leaning all up on like, like I think Paige the glue of that team.
Well, I don't dispute that. I think Paige, she low key, she gonna be a leader.
Speaking of which, man, shout out. Look, I know they probably ain't gonna win tonight, Ray, but I'm hoping Dawn Staley and them girls pull off the upset tonight, cuz.
Who they got? UConn?
Yeah, man.
Ooh, that's gonna be closer. It's funny because it's weird. My first lady is a big women's basketball fan, and now she has my mom watching women's basketball, and my mom don't really watch college basketball at all that much. Like she watched the pros, but it's mainly like men's. She rarely, if ever, watched the women's basketball. So now she's all hyped up behind because my first lady, she a big fan of South Carolina, so that's all they do. I was gonna say,
everybody, if you in the black church, you rocking for South Carolina. Louis Vuitton down on these streets.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. So shout out to Downstairs. Like this, it's sad, Ray, because this is gonna be the last year for Raven and Tessa, like them girls that was like Dawn's daycare like 4 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
This their last year, man. So I'm hoping they go. Like at worst, they'd have made like 4 Final Fours in a row. So you can't take nothing off of them. And they won 2 championships. But I hope they can at least get to the championship this year. But yeah, Dawn doing a thing down there, man.
As she always does. And I can't believe this is her 18th year.
Yeah, 18th year. I think they said she didn't go on the 5 national championship games. 8 Final Fours, she's won what, 4?
4 national titles.
Yeah, she won with Asia. She's won what?
She won one with she won one with Lissa.
No, she didn't win with Asia. She won with Aaliyah, right?
Aaliyah, yeah.
She won with Aaliyah. She won 2 or 3 with this current group. She won 2 because she lost in the finals to UConn last year.
Mm-hmm.
So she won 2 with this group. So I think she's got 3 or 4 national titles with South Carolina. So yeah, Dawn doing her thing, man.
Oh yeah, always. So shout out.
And she look, she's still act like she one of the girls, man. She be on them TikToks with them kids. Kim Mulkey would never. Kim Mulkey, Cruella DeVille would never, cuz.
Like, why are you showing your phone? Where is that music coming from? What are you
right? like that's the most Gen Z thing ever. They was posing with their Final Four trophy and used the trophy as a phone stand so they could take selfies and stuff. I'm like, y'all crazy. Kids is crazy. But yeah, shout out to all the women's basketball teams, man. To me, women's college basketball is much more interesting than even the guys. Like the guys that Duke game the other night was good, but in terms of overall interest, to me, the women's game is a little bit ahead of the guys right now.
Yeah, I'm like, I only watch the guys to see Duke lose, and then I just lose all interest.
Hey, look, here's how much I ain't even paid attention to men's basketball this season. I've been known Coach K was gone.
Right.
Why I was watching the Duke game the other night, I'm like, who is that's the new coach. I'm like, who is this man? Sure. Where is Mike Krzyzewski?
Right.
He gonna miss our Coach K gonna miss the game, cuz. Like, oh, that's right. He don't even go there no more.
Right.
Coach Shy looking at Coach K like, you don't even go here.
And that's the thing too. It's like all these legendary college coaches that we kind of grew up on, or that we've seen throughout like our adulthoods, like the Coach K's and the Roy Williamses and all those guys are
they gone.
man.
The only one still hanging around, Coach Calipari still hanging around, Rick Pitino still hanging around.
But they got to start from the bottom,
right?
Pretty much. Yeah,
it ain't like it used to be, dog.
Yeah, no, I guess it's got Dan Hurley.
NIL changed it. A lot of these coaches like dipped once NIL came in. Your man from Virginia, like, dog, you just won a championship. And he left once the NIL started popping off. He was like, I'm getting out of here.
But that's the thing, though. It's like, why are y'all acting like y'all still can't do recruiting and stuff with the NIL? Like y'all exploiting these players that bad where y'all can't.
Right.
I don't think y'all can have y'all can do y'all thing with
we can't win exploiting the boys. That's part of what we do. It's like Black Dynamite when he was like, first things first, y'all gonna stop selling drugs to the community. Like, Black Dynamite, I sell drugs to the community. The NCAA was like, you gonna stop exploiting these players. But NCAA, exploiting these boys is how we win championships.
That's all I do is exploit these players. NCAA.
Can you imagine if we had to pay Christian Laettner? We couldn't afford that.
Right? Yeah.
But yeah. Shout out to all the teams in the tournament, man. This is a good time of the year for sports, man. NFL right around the corner. Baseball just popped off. Everybody arguing about these robots calling balls and strikes. It's crazy. But you know what's not crazy, Ray?
What's that?
Super Salad is back this Monday. Monday coming up next week, 6 p.m. Eastern time, roundabout. OG Rachel will be back to host Super Salad, where we're going to talk about Daredevil, because Ray, she is a lawyer, and I didn't know if you know Matt Murdock, Daredevil, he be out here lawyering too, brother.
Oh, spoiler alert, calm down.
You know, I didn't know if you knew that, man. Look, just a little spoiler. So we're going to see what Rachel's thoughts are about the first couple episodes of Daredevil Born Again Season 2. I've got my thoughts. I don't know what her thoughts are, Ray. It really makes you wonder, man, because we also going to talk about Wonder Man, because Rachel finally finished Wonder Man Season 1 in time for the announcement of Wonder Man Season 2. So we're going to talk Wonder Man. Ray is like, I'm sick of hearing about this damn show. Every time they got to say, I wonder, man, I ain't going to watch this show, but they're going to make me watch it because they talk about it all the time. But be that as it may, Ray Williams, we going to talk about Wonder Man at least one more time on Super Salad with Rachel on Monday, as well as Daredevil and whatever else Rachel wants to talk about, because it is her show, despite what some people out there in the world want to say.
Gotcha.
But also,
like I'm about to say that sounded like that was targeted at somebody.
It was talking. Look, hey, if as Jay-Z would say, if the shoe fits, I'm not saying I don't know what size shoe you wear, brother, but if the shoe fits,
you forget a host name one time.
I can't be too mad though. At least you gave a show away to a black woman. You didn't give it away to a white man. Like Super Salad, hosted by Pete Hegseth. Like, oh no, he ain't the host, right? But if you want to support people like OG Rachel, people like Brittany Monet, Ray Williams, Jay Lacey, Gerard Brown, Chris Ely, Jennifer Smith, Steve Willie, Chinyere Okafor, the nephew Andrew Thompson, Sister Maria, and myself, head over to the Patreon, patreon.com/Nefarious Media Network, where $5 will get you in the door. Actually, you know what, Ray? $3 will get you in the door. So it's a cheaper cover charge for people that want to get in the Club Nefarious. Beginning of the month is always a good time to sign up for the Patreon. Check us out. Patreon's doing a thing now, though, where it's not just the 1st to the 30th. Whenever you start your subscription, you get 30 days. So it doesn't matter if you started yesterday, today, tomorrow, next week, you get 30 days of access to over 300 hours of audio and video from the Nefarious Media Network. So definitely check that out, man. We appreciate the support because it goes towards building the network and getting us to these places where we can cross off some of these bucket list items that we talked about, Ray. If you want to see Ray drinking milk at Daytona, sign up for that Patreon, y'all. And on that note, Ray Williams, we're going to get out of here tonight. Appreciate everybody for checking out the parlay. As that lady off the top of the show said, this is the place where conversation is the only currency allowed. And we will be back on Monday with an all-new edition of Super Salad. So be sure to subscribe to all of our socials, subscribe to YouTube, hit that bell notification so you know when we go live each and every week. March is in the rearview mirror, Ray Williams, and April is here, and it's gonna be a crazy April. I can already feel it. We are just not even a few days in, and it's gonna be a crazy month. So enjoy the ride here with us at the Nefarious Media Network. So for two-way Ray Williams, the super producer, the man that was flying solo for the first half of the show, I am the Godfather Nate Milton. And let's see how we gonna end this. I wonder.
Oh my God.
No, Ray thought I was gonna hit him with the double Wonder Man. But no, all I'm gonna say is, regardless of your feelings on what's going on in the world, I would just say this, Ray. In the words of Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker, channeling the words of Edwin Starr, war. Good God. What is it good for?
It's
absolutely nothing. Say it again. And we'll see y'all next time here at the Nefarious Media Network. We already